The future is here. An innovation that will change the way the industry works. A Hot 100 chart, updated daily. The most accurate price guide on the market. Every card has its own profile with a wealth of information. Know the precise, real-time value of any card in the system. On demand. You now have the power to unlock the secrets of the hobby. The game changer is here. Card Ladder.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Let's go. What number are we on of the seltzer?
2.
Okay.
I've only got 3 left, so I gotta space them out.
Okay. Who do we have? What's up, Jake? Weekend Nate, Marty, Christina's PC. Nice to see you in there.
Only 2? Come on.
Truly.
It's not. It's White Claw.
Back to collecting. Pumped to watch East Coast Fool over here. We love the East Coast too. When is next Cardboard Chronicles release? That's a great question.
Tomorrow. I have one tomorrow. I
Ooh,
haven't done one in so long, and I feel terrible.
that's awesome. That is something to look forward to. What's up, nice looking cardboard? Kings Angels. Oh, yeah. So there was a lot of what's the word? Random topics here that happened to come in today as well. This is kind of like a characteristic of some of the questions. Very creative questions from a smart audience. Brita Musa says, if early vintage baseball had never been collected and was uncharted territory, would you start collecting it in this day and age, or is it too old?
I think I know the general theme they're going for on the question, so I'll answer it. I wouldn't collect it, but I think people definitely would. You know, if this was like analogous to like Pokemon right now, or tennis cards, or wrestling, I think it would definitely be explored at this point. You know, it's like people would jump into like the history of American sports, and baseball kind of being the starter of that. You know, America's pastime. The cards are older, like it was mentioned, and then baseball just kind of has like this rich history to it, where you got these older players that people are sort of like, they're just like these legendary guys that none of us got to ever see, and I think there's a lot of allure to that. So I think it definitely would be explored.
Yeah. If there's one thing I think I've learned over the last year, it's that media actually is like really influential on cards, and that like what is hyped on ESPN translates into the hobby. That definitely is a thing that definitely happens. And I think that would be something that particular segment of cards would suffer from, is that there's nothing external from the hobby that would be making people gravitate towards it. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. That might make it a lot of fun to collect. It won't be susceptible to as much volatility and hype and like news cycles, and you're kind of hoping that the media is going to keep talking about something. Like, you don't have to deal with any of that. You really get to dig in and sort of be a historian, like I think is one of the ways that you put it. So it could be fun. I have a set like that. I put together an obscure set of Jordan from '99 that nobody cares about or ever will care about, and that was pretty analogous to it. You know, there's really not a market for it. Just put it together because I enjoyed it, and I still like to take out the cards and look at them. I don't know if that helps answer the question. In the chat too, feel free in the chat to throw some questions our way here. G-Dub Cards wrote in with this one. He said, just talk about the $200,000 Michael Jordan Ultimate Auto sale on PWCC. I don't know about the market for that card, but I'm pretty sure that, like, yeah, that's not even close. Is there anything else to say on that one?
No. I mean, you looked at it. Did you look at the bid history, or was it blocked?
I don't remember. I remember asking guys who collect Jordan autos about that, and they said there's not even the slightest chance.
You'll be seeing that card again soon.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, so somebody came in the chat with how do we feel about the Kobe Topps Chrome greening? Okay, great, because we got a question about this on for the show as well. This comes from Drake's Sports PC. The question is, if the Kobe Topps Chrome rookie cards all green over time, should we sell sooner than later, or will the hobby just accept the greening? What do you think about this?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really own that card for that very reason, and it's the Kobe Topps Chrome Refractor's always been one of my favorite cards because that's actually the one that when I was a kid and I bought Beckett magazines, it was always the one that I wanted, that I saw over and over, and it was just like this super rare, iconic card that just kind of everyone wanted. And I haven't gone after it at all because, yeah, to be honest, like I'm worried about that long term, and I'd rather just not introduce that risk for myself. I still haven't heard like a scientific yes or no that it will happen for sure. I've heard like it definitely will or it definitely won't. So because of that, I'm just still not sure. I'm not, this isn't like a global warming situation. We're not 100% sure of the scientific answer yet, I don't think. So because of that, I personally don't enjoy the risk of that.
Totally agree. And with that said, though, I know that there are collectors out there who don't care that much about greening, and they will take a green card, a card that has hulked.
I can't have any. It bothers me.
I don't like it either. I do have a card in my collection that is in the vulnerable population of cards that could go green. It's the 97-98 Golden Boss Refractor Jordan BGS 9.5 is what I have. And some of those are green. Just straight up, some of those are green. And so I pay close attention to what goes on for those cards and like research that gets done into the topic of greening. There was an employee from Topps who appeared on the Wax Museum podcast who said that in his opinion it was exposure to sunlight that causes greening. So
what is it? Like, none of us are leaving our cards out in the sun.
I know collectors who tell me like, hey, I left the card in a box for years and it's turning green. So
I just like who keeps their cards out in the sun that long?
People only cards that are with dealers. So if a card is in a display case at a shop for like 10 years, then you have a situation where
like somehow like it got exposed to light and then 5 years later it finally started to green because of the light it was exposed to 5 years ago, or is it that like it turns green while being exposed to light?
The theory is that it would be as it's exposed. Like, so you would come in the next day, it's like a little bit more green, on and on.
Nah, dog.
Yeah. So there you go. It's an important question, honestly. I think you should always anticipate the risk of that a card could go green. And I would love to see, because we speculate about this, but I would love to see a green card that was not green before in the same slab. If you have that, send it and tell what happened.
I've been begging for that proof for so long because, like Blenny and I said, sometimes they come out of the pack green. I feel like it's like destiny on a certain card. It's just going to be green or it's not, or eventually they all will. I'm not sure.
The card was destined to go.
It's just green. Like someone read in a book once that it's because of sunlight and they just keep regurgitating that same answer. But then I hear people pulling them from packs green, which had obviously zero sunlight. So like, come on.
And there could be confusion because cards can fade in the sunlight, but that's a different thing than greening.
Maybe it's more humidity, like someone commented. It could just be more like a humidity issue.
Yeah.
Send your cards to me. I live in Arizona. There's no humidity here. Send them to me.
The vault, the Cardboard Chronicles vault.
Yeah, it's just I like free cards.
Okay. Lucky Show sent a question. I'm scrolling to get back to it. It said, where is it? Oh my God. Okay, here's, if you had up to $100,000 to spend on a single card right now, what would it be? I love that question.
It has to be a single card, huh? The hard part's finding a card that's exactly 100 grand because I want to get my money's worth, you know?
Don't leave a dime on the table.
No, like I want something that's exactly 100 green. Probably like okay, so I have here's one that'll kind of be interesting. 97, 98 season ticket auto, Michael Jordan. I think that's just a fantastic autograph. I've always wanted a 90s Jordan auto. I think that's my favorite one by far. That's about 100 grand maybe, you know, based on golden auctions. And then second would be 2003 Noble nameplate exquisite LeBron. I feel like that one's right around 100. Boom.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to be able to just come up with that too.
I gave you time to think, bro. Come on.
I know. Well, here's the problem. There's one card that's like really on my mind, but it's not worth 100,000. But it's just what comes to mind when I think about if I had a big old pile of cash. It's the 97-98 Rubies base Jordan. There's a BGS 8.5. Oh, I know. It's a BGS 8.5 on eBay. I just would love to have, or at least it once was on eBay. But I think it might have. It's still maybe in the vault. It was a PWCC vault. Rodman says the 97-98 championship PMG MJ. Speaking of hyper's gonna hype. Rodman hyping his.
That's Lou's Jordan, by the way.
Yeah, I know he just got that one. And it did. Yeah, okay. Blinding 90 says, can somebody please explain the strategy in raising the price instead of lowering it when it doesn't sell? Oh, doubling down, man.
People are fucking obnoxious with their card prices on eBay, man. It's so annoying. Like, I know what I'll do. It didn't sell for the last 10 years, but what will make it sell is raising the price.
I wonder if it's ever worked. Yeah, just no bites at 200, but it's going up to 500 now. Maybe that changes the game.
Nothing annoys me more for some reason. It's just my pet peeve of people just like grossly overpricing their cards.
It does happen from time to time.
It's
Great hobby of ours.
Like my slab's like main motto. Like every card on my slabs is just like 2x what it's worth.
Oh, I know it. That's the PWCC vault too. Nothing in there will ever be close to reasonably priced.
I think there's like some, tell me the psychology behind this, but like when I see a card priced that high, I don't even bother offering market because like you're just telling to me that like you have no desire to sell anywhere in your market. And sometimes that might work against me because I feel like sometimes they do that just because they want to protect themselves against the card potentially like going up quickly overnight and I'm not being able to stop it, which I get. And maybe they would actually accept a market value offer, but it just seems like most of the time, no.
Yeah, I think the sweet spot. Okay, so like one of the ideas is if you set a high price, it creates an anchor. And then that's the price that everybody's going to negotiate around, right? Like we know that. Like that's the thinking behind that. I think there's a risk. So we had in the chat, Z Japer says, I always price on market at my slabs to sell fast, but I rarely get bites. So if you go right at market or try to come in right under market, that can be tricky too because you don't want to appear desperate to sell the item. I think you want to price it in that plus 10 to 20% of market range so that you're sending confidence to say, I'm not desperate to sell this item. I'm happy to keep it. But if you want to come pay a small premium, I maybe will let it go. If that's your perceived negotiating point, I think that's when you're going to get the most interest.
Totally agree. Well said.
Basically, you just a piece of cardboard who takes the best photos of cards. says basically you don't want to sell if it's a Godfather offer that you sell. The Godfather offer, indeed.
Yeah.
The offer that you cannot refuse. I think the people that overprice just want to display them, which is kind of stupid because the point of the listing is to sell. I think that's a fair point. Although I maybe have been guilty of once using eBay to show off. They are hoping for one sucker to take their bait.
The sucker by the minute, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But it's astonishing how rarely people actually end up overpaying for most items. It does not happen often.
Yeah, because everyone's on card ladder.
Yeah, yes. Love that. People are so afraid to leave money on the table that they never end up selling. We talked about that a little bit in the first hour. Yeah. Rodman says lowballers are gonna lowball. Oh, it's so true.
Yeah, so here. What's worse? A lowballer or a high marketer? What's worse?
Well, it's funny. Both the same person seems to do both.
No, let's assume they're two different people.
Two different people. I mean, to me, it's the lowballer. The lowballer is an insult to my intelligence. The lowballer is telling me that they think they're gonna, pull the wool over my eyes and make it happen. And lowballers come up with the craziest stuff to try and lowball you into accepting their offer. And I've seen some of the craziest stuff that people will say about, and it's like, in the lowballers' logic always collapses back on them. They'll be like, oh, you don't want to, this Jordan isn't worth what you think it's worth. This card's going down. Oh, then why do you want it? Like every argument that the lowballer makes, if you just think about it a little bit, it's not, okay, so then why are you lowballing me on it then?
When you said that to me, I'd be like, my response, because I'd be like, well, honestly, I was just hoping you hit accept because I'm trying to flip this shit.
I don't know what a lowballer would say that. Which one's worse to you, the lowballer or the high baller?
The high baller, because I'm trying to buy cards, damn it, and these guys are just taunting me.
True that. This is a good point by Authentic Goods Only. Says you don't even want to sell too high because of the risk of returns these days.
Dude,
There's something to be said about that.
Freaks me out now. I sold a Pokemon card because Pokemon's going insane, and I'm not trying to not double my money in a week on a dang Pokemon card. So I sold one, and I was like, I had to look through his feedback, look through his account, because I was like, I'm not going to accept this offer until I feel confident he's not going to return this shit on me when it crashes in a week.
What do you do in that situation? You just wait out the return window?
He had like a Pokemon account name. He had a really high feedback. I messaged him and we sort of talked about it before he paid, and I felt good about it. So, I don't know, just kind of doing your homework on it, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think you can ask for much more than that.
And if he does, I guess I'll just be richer because I bought it for $4. I sold it for $7,500, and then an auction ran after I sold it, and it sold for $11. I was just like, fuck. Oh well.
Yeah, but glass half full, you're in the clear on that.
Scout's honor here, whatever their symbol is. I honored the deal. This is before he paid. The auction went to $11K before he paid. He paid. I shipped it off. I'm not a dick. I'm not going to cancel it because, there's a scratch in the case or whatever shitty reason people give on that.
Sorry, there's a scratch in my own case. I cannot send this.
That's the most common thing I see, dude. Honestly, they're like, sorry, I didn't want to send you a scratch one. And you'll be like, I don't care. Send it anyways. No, you know what? Customer service is so important to me. I cannot, within goodwill, send you this card.
Oh, the bullshit artistry definitely has ramped up lately in the hobby. People are getting better. Okay, so Musimbo23 says, I had the opposite happen this week. I bought a serial number to MJ, buy it now, and then the same card sold at auction, props him for twice the price. So that's, when the guy paid, did he pay right? So did he wait to see that auction end before paying? Did that? Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that one.
He said he needed to wait till Friday to get the money, and I was like, that's cool. And then I saw the other auction. I was like, he just wants to see if it's going to cross the price he just paid, and it did. It crossed past, and then he messaged me like, I'm definitely going to pay tomorrow. I'm like, I bet you are. You know what? That's how it goes, man. I made $3,000 on a card in 2 weeks. What am I going to do? Just complain about it?
That goes back to what you said from hour one. Take your profit.
I can always,
That's the remedy, the great equalizer. Okay, Willie Parrish, what's your best low ball story? I don't know about the best, but I have a Baker Mayfield camo out of 25 PSA 10 on eBay, and strong offers were coming in preseason. Got offers up to $1,500, and I turned them all down. It's my brother's card, and he wants $1,750 for it. So that's just what he wants. And people got real close, $1,600. And then one guy messages me, and he's like, man, just $1,500. This is such a good price. BGS 9.5, the last time it sold was $500. I'm like, really? Like, okay, maybe we need to revise our price. Well, I go and look, and the BGS 9.5 sale was from like months ago, and I'm like, okay, again, a lowballer trying to pull the wool. So I was like, okay. Then Baker has a terrible first week, so bad. Market is going down, and the guy messages me to take a victory lap, and he's like, I bet you're not going to sell that card now that Baker shit the bed. And I'm just like, what? I just replied, I'm like, best of luck. I hope you land this card someday.
You prick.
Yeah, like the dude. And then after week 4, he wrote back again. I don't remember why, or to talk more shit to me because this Baker, I didn't sell it. So that's a very recent lowballer experience. When then the lowballer came back to take a victory lap twice. What do you have any lowballer stories?
Dude, the Pokemon people are really mean right now, man. I had those 2 that I bought, and they weren't like in my collection. I just bought them because I just saw Pokemon going nuts. So I just let me buy a couple of these. And I put them both on eBay, and I got just some of the meanest messages, man. Like, people are so mean, and they're like, you're a dick for making your price this high. Like, Pokemon used to be this expensive. What are you doing? I'm just like, I'm just following the market of these cards, man. Like, I'm not trying to do anything. And I was getting crazy lowball offers, and like some guy messaging me, like threatening me. He's like, you're going to regret this one day and stuff. And I'm like, Jesus, oh God. It's a Pokemon card, man. So what?
Sell me this card. You're going to regret this.
He's like, sell it to me at this price. This is what it was 2 weeks ago. You're going to regret this. And then I ended up taking it down because I sold it off eBay to someone else for what I felt was fair. He messaged me about 20 fucking times, and he's like, what did it sell for? Did you sell it? Do you still have it? I need this card. I didn't mean it before. Like, he's got super desperate. He's like, oh, well, look who wants the card now. And he's like, I'll give you, and he offered me more than what I ended up selling it for. And I was like, oh, well, here we go, trying to get my attention now. What a jerk. He's mean. These people are like on eBay, man. This is what like bothers me, and Charles Barkley always talks about this. People on the internet will just say anything, and they would never say that stuff in person to me. But on the internet, they're just so damn mean.
Yes. Well, people who get fired up over their cards, and I've had people message me after I sell a card, and if I sell it for $1 less than they ever offered, they go berserk on me. Like, how could you not remember that I offered this to you 6 months ago? And you're gonna let it go for that? And they like I'll get the screenshot of watch count, and it's just like the whole thing, and I'm just like, wow, like what am I supposed to have, like a running journal of every offer that gets made that I just go through when it's time to sell? I don't know.
I had a really good leader at my engineering company, and he always said to me to assume positive intent in people. Like, let's say you're like driving on the freeway and someone cuts you off, and your reaction is to flip them off and fuck you and all this stuff, and like 99% chance that person didn't see you, or like maybe that person had a bad day and they weren't focused, and it's just like, you know, if you saw that person in a grocery store and they cut you off with their cart, are you going to be like, fuck you, and like running them up? No, you're going to be like, oh, you know, my bad, whatever. And it's just like most people have genuine positive intent. So like you should give that to other people until proven otherwise, obviously. And I just like I've always remembered that, and I've always thought about it. You know, when I encounter new people, until they prove me wrong, right, and they are a dick, and then it's all bets are off.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. And you empathize with people too. You know, it sucks not getting the card you want, especially if you feel like you're making a fair offer. You know.
Totally. Just be nice, man. Like you're nice in person, be nice on the internet. And it's like God, Facebook groups of people shitting on each other during the election, and like I can't be friends with you anymore because you believe in one thing. And the Jordan LeBron debate has ruined many a friendship, I'm sure. And it's
silly.
like, man, just like can't we all just be a little bit friendlier here?
Dude, and let me just say one thing on that too. Okay, so when the media decided it was time to have that debate again, because LeBron just got his fourth and all these records are coming, and like, okay, the media says it's time to debate this now. Oh, now everybody on Facebook wants to have the debate. Now that they're not talking about it on Sports Talk and the daily sports shows every day, now nobody cares. It's just a function of how people are and the way the world works. But like, you only care about it. People only care about it because the media is forcing it upon them, and they're forcing it into becoming a topic.
Yeah,
and you know that's the worst part about it to me is that people aren't even acting of their own volition when they're doing this. They're just reacting. They're constantly reacting to everything.
life's too short, man. You know, like do the stuff you like, that you get enjoyment out of. Don't get bogged down in the negativity. It's just gonna suck years off your life. You know.
True.
It's really hard when someone posts stuff that's just false, and it's so hard to fucking not let them.
You know, that's what the internet is there for. It's just to have dumb things put in front of you constantly.
It's times more likely to click on something false than true.
Yeah, it is. Dolphins Lakers Collect says, what is the worst mistake for pricing a card for you two? That's a good one.
I have one. Oh, I can't remember the card though. I put something. Oh, it was like it was a Kyler Murray silver Prism select rookie PSA 10. And for some reason I had it in my mind that the card was $600. I had seen a comp or something, and I didn't double check, and I just put it up on my slabs for $600, and it was actually like 1,000, and it just got bought immediately. Like someone just like wham.
That's when you know. That's when you know you screwed.
I was like, damn, that was fast. Like, and then I look up the price and I'm like, oh crap. But you know, I sent it to him, so it's my bad. You get my $400, sir. Good job.
Yeah, it's not a card, but it's worth telling because it's as bad as it gets. When I first started selling on eBay, I was selling cards, but I had these old watches too. I had like 6 watches. I never wore them anymore. I wanted to sell those. So I just put them in this little bundle, 6 watches, $200 OBO on eBay. I had no idea even how to figure out what these watches were worth. I just figured like, I tried to look up like similar brands. I was just like, these are worth nothing. Finally, somebody buys them for like $75. I shipped them the watches, but I did that thing that you should never do, which is check this account like a week later and see if they're reselling your watches. And one of my watches was resold. One of the 6 was resold, and the guy put the proper title on it, and he said like it had a certain level of gold in it and stuff, and it did $1,500 in his auction.
You idiot.
So like I got totally smoked. Welcome to eBay. Just got totally wrecked on that one.
You watch noob.
Total watch noob. I'll never buy another watch again.
In an hour and a half, Chris has admitted to dropping 20 cards in the ground and getting just destroyed on a $1,500 watch.
Let me see if I can find the cards that I dropped.
You're a humility king, my friend. I love it.
Well, you can't win them all.
I feel like you, as a Instagrammer, you should be posting more of your losses to give yourself more credibility when you do have to win. You know?
Look, I have plenty of losses to post about. No shortage of those there. Okay, so here's some of the cards that got dropped. These 3 cards got dropped. Trey, luck of the lottery.
Garbage.
Corner. It's going to be hard to see it. The corner is starting to split because the top right corner got dinged on all of them. Trey Emergent just got really dinged. This one is bent. The top right corner is bent. And another Trey luck of the lottery. So it's able not have the privilege of grading those.
The official handler and transporter of cards.
It's such a stupid reason why they fell too. It's just because I was trying to carry too many at the same time. Just total laziness.
Gotta carry all my Trey Youngs in one hand.
Christina didn't even know that this happened either.
No, I'm like looking over, like thinking, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, you cost us money, bro.
I pulled all those cards.
Great, even better.
I guess they're gonna have to be art now.
Can't trust this guy to do anything.
Joe writes in to say, will Prism draft have an uptick if there is a lag in flagship NBA products?
Why would I block you, Paul? What'd you do to me? I'll never block you. What was the question?
Prism draft. Will Prism draft do well if there's a lag in flagship NBA products?
Do not buy Prism Draft. Every year, I see the same thing. People are like hyped on the college cards, and every year they go crashing down. Don't do it.
True. I tend to agree with that. 3 new coasters, indeed.
Card Killer still a thing?
Are what still a thing?
Card Killer?
Card Killer is definitely still a thing.
Yeah, they're going.
Should we send them to Card Killer?
They're going to become art. I'm telling you. That's what I was trying to say before.
See, that's how you recycle in this hobby.
Maybe I don't follow that guy. I haven't seen his stuff.
He's good. I have a Card Killer card somewhere over here.
Lamine gives me all the anti-hobby stuff that I need.
True that. Where is he, by the way? He was like oddly radio silent today.
I think he's going on vacation or something, or he messaged me.
Okay. Chasing cards is, what about putting cards that have dropped in the ladder headlines? Yeah, people have asked for this. People have definitely asked for this. It's a good idea. What can I say? Maybe that will happen. Here's the thing. Totally transparent, candid moment here. It can offend people when you put a card that is dropping and they own that card or they own that player or they really like them. And you just want to be careful that you don't you don't want to run with negativity unless it like really is insightful or helpful. So I think that can be done. You know, it can be done tastefully, and people can always just use the reverse sort that Josh added to the website. That is a very popular feature. That's a great way to look up stuff that dropped. We do display on the dashboard every day. There is an updating panel called the Biggest Fallers that shows the 5 cards that have fallen the most. It's like, here's the biggest faller today is the 1999 Pokemon game Charizard First Edition Holo PSA 6. That card has gone from 14,000 peak, oh my God, on October 17th, 2020 to $12,500 on October 22nd. So for a card to drop $1,500 in 5 days is going to earn it the biggest faller on the ladder. But just saying that, the Pokemon guys are not going to like that. It's just, and it's reasonable. Like, why are you, what? So the data is there if you want to see it.
That's after it doubled the week before that.
Exactly. And that's the thing too. Is like, you're just saying it. I just feel like it's not really telling the whole story either. So the third faller is the 2014 Topps Chrome Devontae Adams base facing forward raw. That card was as high as $18 at the end of September, and it is now $2.75. So big faller there.
King's Angel said, I hate card letter now. I have that card.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why we can't do this. That's why we can't do the negative thing, guys. I'm just, in all honesty.
Pokemon.
Okay, man, there are so many things coming in here. What about putting cards that Chris has dropped in the ladder headlines? Yeah, I'm putting all those in the ladder headlines. And guess what? They're all going down. So me dropping it didn't matter at all.
They're all Trey Young. Did I, at least once every other day, someone messages me, why do you hate Trey Young? And I'm just like, I don't hate Trey Young.
Dude, they didn't want to give, all the Trey Young collectors don't want to give you your respect anymore because of your stance on Trey Young.
You can be overrated and also really good. That's possible.
It's very possible. In matter of fact, I think it applies to pretty much everybody except LeBron and Jordan, and maybe Kobe too.
Is anyone actually saying LeBron, Jordan, Kobe are overrated?
No. I mean, those three guys, they're not overrated. Everybody else is, because they're trying to live up to something. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's like, how not LeBron, Jordan, Kobe are you?
Yes. Yeah. And everybody is very far away from that right now.
Trey is half a Luka. Melo is a better passer than those guys.
I'll buy it if you post the bent Trey Young as an eBay 1-of-1.
I'll post it right now.
all of a sudden, I want to hold on to it now. The card has a little value, I guess. Huh?
Or just like PSA 5, pop 1 it.
Was thinking Michael Carter Williams can shoot threes. Trey Young equals Monte Ellis.
Dude, the most ridiculous way. I've had people ship me, like, literally just the card in a bubble mailer. No sleeve, no top loader, just the card at the bottom of the bubble mailer. And I'm just like, what? What's that now?
Well, dude, did you say it was in a top loader?
Nothing. No sleeve, no top loader, just a card and a bubble mailer.
Dude, top loaders are more expensive than the cards these days.
Well, no, you're thinking of card savers.
Right, yeah. Dude, I bought I spent how much? I bought 400 card saver ones for myself this week, 400 for my brother, and then 800, and it came out to like $550, I think. Yeah.
No, you're joking.
No, I'm serious.
Dude, why would you do that?
I know, but top loaders are not cheap either. First
Yes,
of
they
all.
are. Yes,
Second,
they are.
they have gone up. And then second of all, I just like the way the card saver works. I don't know. I just like them. I thought about it. After we talked about it, I thought about it.
Monster.
And I just feel like I'm sending in like something clean.
I
Look at all
guess.
this crap that is getting sent in.
Is that Mo Bamba?
That's Mo Bamba.
Is it? Look at that.
People pay money for that stuff.
I was reading the top 20 free agents for this year. Number 3, I've never heard of him. Christian Wood. Who is Christian Wood?
Okay. Yeah, he's getting some buzz.
He's number 3 on the list. And I was like, man, I must be really missing something. Maybe I just don't watch Pistons basketball enough.
Yeah, that's an issue. I have never watched him play. I've never I don't know if I watched more Pistons in just like 2 games last year. I don't remember watching him. Maybe he was injured. I don't think I've seen him play a minute of basketball is what I'm getting at.
I think what they're saying is that like Griffin was hurt. They traded Drummond away to the Cavs, which I totally forgot that happened because that was so long ago.
Yeah.
So he was getting a lot of playing time and he was playing really well. or he was like super efficient. Like one of those sabermetrics guys that the GMs are gonna like.
Yeah. So some of the top names are Anthony Davis, which, come on, is he a free agent? Like, technically, but
He's a player option.
yeah, so technically is. Fred VanVleet, Christian Wood. After an eye-opening season with the Pistons, Wood has emerged as one of the top prizes in free agency. 6'10". Kevin Pelton points his production in the final 15 games. We have a 15-game sample size here. 22 points and 10 rebounds in 34 minutes. 56% from the field, 41% from three.
He sounds like he's gonna be MPJ plus Trey Young plus Tyler Hero.
Dude, invest, baby.
Invest. Live from Investicard.
Live investing in Christian Wood. All right, have we missed anything good in the chat, or I can hop over to some questions we have too?
It's degrading quickly, my friend.
Yeah, Wood's real nice.
Rookie Patch Auto wants to know what PSA does with all those card savers, and they sell them on eBay.
Do you know? Is that true?
No.
It's not a bad idea.
They probably do.
Like recycle them?
No, they probably keep them, sell them.
I would imagine they don't.
They're running a business over there. They got a bottom line. Tyler Hero versus Trey Young. Who has a better career? I'll say Trey Young.
I think, like, by a landslide.
Tyler Hero really good that 1 week.
Yeah. That's not even a 15-game sample size.
I just like I like Tyler Hero. He's very good, but if you're paying $30,000 of an RPA for a player coming off the bench, you just need to think about it.
Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler RPAs are going for, and of course there's 199 of those, not 99. Those are going for 1,000 raw in BGS 9 and like 1,500 for BGS 9.5.
So, like, Tyler Hero, is he ever going to score 40, 15, and 10 in a finals game? And if he does, we know that he'll be worthless. So it's like, what?
The best case scenario you have to look forward to.
The best case scenario is that he'll be $1,000 RPA. What?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing something.
I
hope
don't know.
Hero turns out to be a great role player for a long time.
Yeah, and yeah, Kings Angels 22 says the Butler sounds like a pretty good deal. Yeah, kind of. It does. Like, that's seems like a very reasonable price if you like watching Jimmy Butler play.
Yeah, he just doesn't have collectors, right? Like, he's kind of older and just doesn't have collectors. And you and I've said this a million times, but like, if you don't have a collector base, eventually it's gonna show it's gonna show that like your cards aren't valuable because nobody's collecting you.
So true.
Investors aren't buying him because he's old, and there's nobody collecting him. So that's just where it's at. That's the reality.
That is so freaking true. Willie Parrish says, player most excited to see besides LeBron and Luka once the season starts.
He knows us. Do you have one?
Oh, yeah. For me, this is easy. I want to see if I can find one of his cards sitting over here. Oh, I might have sleeved him already. It's Zion.
That was mine. Damn it.
Okay. All right, then you take Zion. Hold on, I'll think of somebody else. Why are you excited to see Zion?
I want to see if he can take that next step as a superstar in the NBA, because we've seen like these crazy peaks, like insane flashes of like, damn, this guy's gonna be awesome, and then it's like, then he's sleeping on the bench and he's fat. Like, it's just which is it gonna be, right? Is it gonna be sleeping on the bench, or is he gonna be scoring 20 points in a few minutes against the Spurs? Which is it?
Great question. This guy is exciting. MPJ.
I bought some MPJ cards.
Talk about it.
He was so high and then went so far down in price that screw it. He was exciting, man. I watched him in the series with the Lakers. He was hitting. He's a lot better than Kyle Kuzma, I'll tell you that.
not the highest of bars, but there does seem to be some special. It's interesting. MPJ and Zion both have this injury risk lingering.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy, Jamal Murray. I look forward to seeing him play, as well as Donovan Mitchell. I want to see if that can if what the hell was going on during the first 2 rounds of the bubble.
Yeah, I was going to say the Suns. Like, are they going to keep the bubble going? Another one is Jamal Murray. You said Jokic. Sorry, I just blanked. Suns. What's something on the Suns? I'll think of it later.
Why is going to be playing?
Oh, yeah. Wait, what did she say?
She said she wants to see where Kawhi is going to be playing.
I was going to say Durant.
Oh, that's a great one. Durant might have to be Zion. It's going to go Zion and then Durant.
And then Steph maybe coming off the injury, and the Warriors, just like the Warriors in general.
Yeah,
Someone wrote
big question.
ESPN had an article like who benefits the most from the NBA returning seemingly way sooner than we thought.
Okay.
And they said the Warriors because the Warriors like haven't done anything for like a year. Like we've been resting for a year, and the Lakers like just finished.
Dude, that's so true. That is a big disadvantage to all the teams that like went the distance in the bubble or close to it. They have this incredibly short off season. The Warriors will be completely rested. Just everything cuts their way. Every break, salary cap break,
Draft pick.
Come on, just
Assets with Wiggins. Let's talk about the season. Like, what do you think's gonna? Or sorry, the Clippers. What do you think's gonna happen with the Clippers? I've heard everything from
the Clippers are in trouble.
They're gonna blow it up, or they're gonna keep it the same, like as if there's no in between.
Yeah. If I have to pick one or the other, I think that thing blows up. But everybody likes to wait until the trade deadline to do things. They don't want to do it in free agency. But there is a non-zero chance to be sure that a blockbuster trade happens and the Clippers get blown up and one or both of their stars leave.
So, no.
There's a chance. There's a non-zero chance, especially if they start off weak. Like, if they're like not doing well, and is Ty Lue going to be able to, when you have Kawhi and Paul George on the last year of a contract, like.
I think that the only thing that I think it's going to be not a lot of action. They're just not going to re-sign Harrell. That's my opinion.
Too bad because he was phenomenal in the regular season and then total disappointment in the bubble.
Dude,
awful.
But that's what happens with the playoffs, man. It's like coaches really tighten things up in the playoffs and they figure out their opponents. Like when they play these teams in the regular season, they literally don't practice. And they barely have film sessions. They just kind of wing it. But in the playoffs, these coaches make a big difference. Guys like Carlisle and Michael are able to expose Harrell a lot better. And like Lou Williams is one of the best 6 men of all time. Great regular dude. He is horrible in the playoffs every year.
It's true.
Every year.
It's true.
CP3. I really don't want Rondo to go to the Clippers. I love Rondo. I want him to stay.
Who do you rather have, CP3 or Rondo?
Oh, CP3, obviously. Most efficient point guard of all time.
Okay.
I love CP3.
Because you already know you have a winning formula with the Rondo coming off the bench.
No, CP3 is a much higher ceiling. CP3 is one of my favorite players because he's just like he's not big in the hobby, and I'm still not sure. I mean, he's kind of a prick, I guess. Not very collectible, but super hyper efficient. And in like the world of sabermetrics, which I like some of that stuff. Some of it I don't, but CP3 is just off the charts. No turnovers, man. Really great with the ball. Above average shooter. Really great at steals. Good rebounder for his size. Shoots a high percentage from free throw. He's just a great player. And when he's not asked to be the number one guy, especially in the Lakers scenario, he'd be the number 3.
Yeah, guys, one of those 3 could literally just take the game off. They could just cycle. Just one guy just takes the game off.
That's when LeBron and AD were playing really well, was when Rondo was in there with them.
Yeah.
And Rondo could take the burden, and then you could post LeBron, and then you could run the pick and roll with AD. And if CP3 is able to kind of take that burden off those two guys, man.
Yeah, I agree. That's why Rondo was very good in the playoffs. You have to deal with regular season Rondo, but
I love Rondo.
I like Rondo as well.
I feel bad for Clipper fans, man. They had to endure some pretty rough couple weeks there.
Clipper fans, those exist.
Way Off P is the best nickname in sports.
Yeah, and it would be nice to see CP3 get a shot at a ring with the Lakers.
Totally.
He's a guy who deserves a ring.
During that Clippers game 7 when he hit the backboard, even my wife was like, "Did that guy just hit the backboard?" It's like,
he was really off, man. That game was crazy.
that was great. It was like the fourth quarter was just like a freaking blowout. Like they were terrible.
Yeah.
The injury thing worries me, but I feel like the Lakers would coast in the regular season and just save those guys for the playoffs.
Yep. That's definitely what I would do.
PG 13%. What about you didn't mention Luka. You got to be excited about Luka.
Oh, I am. I'm extremely excited. But we were given rules that said we cannot say LeBron and we cannot say Luka.
Oh, sorry. Okay, that's an old question.
Oh, yeah. But am I excited to watch him play? Like, yeah, absolutely. The Mavericks I've listened to more Mavericks free agency speculation than any sane, rational person should. So, I'm thinking we're getting everyone from Rudy Gobert to Giannis to Bogdanovich. Just the whole NBA is coming to Dallas if my Dallas Mavericks podcast listening is accurate.
Collect and insure. Just a piece of cardboard. Collect and insure. Yeah, I love that when you get really, and also like someone, one of like the Lakers, I think it was just like the Lakers Instagram account posted a picture of like LeBron, AD, and Luka. It's like, God, you guys must really think highly of yourselves that you can just get whatever player you want whenever you feel like it.
Everybody thinks it, and I listen to Heat podcasts because of the finals, and the Heat think Giannis is going to the Heat. And the Warriors think Giannis is going to the Warriors. Everybody's getting Giannis this offseason.
You and I talked about this, but I just feel like Giannis is just going to stay. I feel like it's like what's going to happen is all these ESPN and all these guys are picking up all these articles, and he's just going to sign the extension.
Yep.
That's just my thought about it.
We need the news. Again, the hype is just driving everything. I saw a Giannis Prism-based PSA 10 sold last night, I want to say for $3,600.
Yeah.
I think that card has begun its climb once more.
About 7 months.
Okay, so it sold twice yesterday, once for $3,650 for an average price. The average price was $3,500. So let's see what that card has been doing over the last 2 weeks. Over the last 2 weeks, the card is up 5%. Okay, and it's sold 25 times. So definitely that card is like chilling hardcore. It's been at like between like $3,000 and $3,300 for the last month, and now it's up there at $3,500 again for the first time in a month.
Didn't it peak at like $7,000?
The peak? Oh my God. The peak was, what did you say, $7,000?
I don't know.
The peak was $7,300.
Whew.
That happened on August 11th.
That was a bold individual. He's like, you know what? Jordan, Rubies, and PMGs be damned. I'm buying me a Giannis base card.
Okay, how about this though? It peaked at $7,300. The very next sale, it dropped all the way to $6,200. It's like everybody just was like, nah. this is over. That's it. Because like it had been climbing. Like on the 3rd it was 6,500. On the 6th it was 6,500. On the 7th it was 6,600. On the 8th it was 6,900. On the 9th it was 7,100. On the 11th it goes up to 7,300, and then just drops all the way down to 6,200 on the 12th.
Like that's just everyone collectively is like, that's nuts. You crazy?
Oh, that's good. Will Booker be a free agent? None of the podcasts I listen to talk about that. So obviously nobody is thinking about that in the NBA thinkers sphere.
I live in Arizona and I have no idea.
Yes or no, will Giannis win more than one ring? More than one. So the over-under here is 1.5.
I'm going to say no.
It's very difficult to win a ring in the NBA, let alone two.
It's getting increasingly, no offense to Jordan. This isn't a Jordan knock, so everyone calm down. It's harder to win a ring now than it used to be. I feel like there's just so much talent, dude. And like,
There is.
people are plotting together to make super teams, and like, if you're not a part of that plot, you're not going to get a ring, you know?
Yep.
I guess that it's like, you might say it's like easier because you can just sort of like jump teams and go get a ring. But I mean, everyone's doing that, so like, it's just harder. There's just so much talent. And you could just say like, what if Luka runs the league, or what if we just never have a Jordan again? What if we never have a 6x6 champion because there's just so much talent, and it's just like the odds are just too insane for that to happen.
It'd be very difficult to even do what the Spurs did.
Yeah.
Where, you know, you kind of like have this system and these like durable guys. None of them are, you know, except for Tim Duncan, none of them are just like going down in the top 25 greatest. But like you got Ginobili, you got Parker, you got prime Boris Diaw for a bit of that run. There's so many. You have Kawhi Leonard as he's coming up. Just like a system team where it's just like, hey, this we have like this Patriots thing going on in the NBA. That's going to be really hard to see even that happen again.
Yeah.
The league is just skewing towards NFL style parity in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I have another hot take on that with like the TV money going down, and I think we'll see a little bit of a dip on the salary cap because it's just gone up and up and up forever. That, you know, like maybe we'll see some dips in the salary cap, and because of that, you'll see players staying with their current teams more to get more money since there's not as much top dollar as there used to be. So players will stay more to get as much money as they can for the bird rights, and that'll just create parity.
That's a really interesting possibility. Salary cap goes down. Nobody's going to sign a deal when, you know, the possibility of doing it the year after will be much greater, or 2 years after when it goes back up again. That's a really interesting possibility there, to be sure.
Guys staying with their current team to get, I don't know what the percentage is. You might help me. Isn't it like, it's like a solid like 15, 20% more if you stay with your current team, but like, that's a lot of money, man. Like, it'd be really hard for me to criticize someone for taking 20% to not ring chase, especially when it's been proven that if you ring chase, you get criticized more, you get even more criticized anyway. So, like, what incentive do I have, you know, as like a Durant or a Giannis to like go join a super team when I can just stay with my current team, you know, and be adored by my city and enjoy my life and make extra money? It's just like a all or nothing world on social media. Like, you either win the championship or you're a fucking loser, and it sucks. You're like, Russell Westbrook is a really great basketball player. James Harden is a fantastic top 5 basketball player in the NBA, and we treat him like garbage.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It is unfortunate. We'll see how history remembers these guys. But you do. It's just you need the ring, and you need a few, honestly, at least. We've got some hype here for the Warriors in the chat. Marbury 3 Collector said the Warriors can do what the Spurs did. That's a very fair point. A couple other Warriors hype posts. Look, I'm not quite as optimistic on the Warriors as everybody else is.
Yeah, you just take a year off and throw it together. It'll be fine.
That's very worrisome to me.
Lose Durant, coming off injury, year off, no problem.
And who are the team the team composition? I mean, I was watching Jordan Poole play like serious minutes, and Pascal, and like it's a lot of really young guys that don't have the chemistry with the squad. And look, you saw how relevant of a player Iguodala can be in the finals this year, especially defensively. The guy's really good on defense. You lose a lot of pieces that are like the fifth best guy, the sixth best guy, the fourth best guy. But man, those guys matter too. I don't know. I'm not sold on the Warriors quite yet. Obviously, I believe they'll be a playoff team. They'll be a good team, but I don't know if they're ready to return to form yet.
And they've got Curry and Clay, obviously, both coming off really long extended injuries. Draymond is getting, it's honestly been a few years. It's been a while since we've seen this team without Durant, and Durant makes a huge difference on a team. Obviously, all-time great player Kevin Durant. So to lose Durant, two guys coming off injuries, extended time away, like you said, all these new players, Wiggins, a second pick. Seems like a lot to assume that's going to come together.
Yeah, it is. And superstars who are in their early 30s now. I don't know. It's a good storyline to follow.
You got to have the Lakers as the favorites, right? I mean, they've got two of the 5 best players in the league again, and they're going to reload. They're going to load up. People are going to want to play there. It's like one of the, sexy pick to just pick somebody else, but like they just
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It went a little fuzzy on me. Okay, so the Bovada's odds are the Lakers are plus 300. Huge favorite right now. The next closest, the Warriors, it's plus 600, and the Clippers are plus 600.
I mean, if you ever want to know who's actually favored, just go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Don't go to 538. Jesus.
Let's see what 538 has to say.
They probably have the Rockets winning it all again. Dinguses. That was going. Every time you posted that, I wanted to punch my phone. It's stupid.
Let's see. I don't know if they have 2020 predictions up yet.
Yeah, nice looking cardboard. This is not a hockey show. This is a basketball show. He's like, thanks for talking about basketball all night.
You are welcome.
We love basketball.
I don't know that 538 has their projections ready yet.
Well, they're still calculating. So, like,
they're figuring out what went wrong right now.
Right. They're starting over. Like, we picked the Lakers to lose literally every game, and they didn't.
They did.
So.
They did.
It's like they're predicted to lose by 8 points to the Rockets tonight in Game 5. We'll close out. Okay. What? Have you watched the rest of the series? It's over.
And so we were talking about Harden a little bit. So, and this is obviously a statistical model. So it's, a guy like Harden is going to be favored in a model like that, where a guy has ridiculous numbers.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to be learned there about modeling.
Does it take into account that when he passes the ball, he stands there and mopes?
I don't know how they measure that one, but that should be a big variable.
Dude, watch his highlights. Every time he passes the ball, he stands there. And it's like, dude, you got to keep going. It doesn't work like this.
All right, guys. I think we need to wrap this one up and put a bow on it.
I got another hour in me.
Dude, I'm sure Rodman would love to hop on if he's still in here.
He's probably sleeping.
He's passed out by now. He left when we started talking about Trey.
How do we have 60 people? You guys are crazy.
Yeah, you guys are epic.
You guys are awesome. Hopefully, I was thinking about that humility thing too. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, my battery went low.
I was thinking about that humility thing, and it's like not just I'm not scolding everybody. It's like for me too, right? Like I need to think about it. I think it's for everybody listening. Like just think about it.
Couldn't agree more.
We all can do better in that.
Yes, we can.
It's only 2 p.m. in Hong Kong. What's up, What's up, man?
Hong Kong?
It's like it's in the middle of the day, bro.
There's cards. Cards are being bought and sold every minute.
Cards never sleep.
Cards never sleep. And let me say this. This will be the end. All right. This is a great quote that Josh had that I have to write down so I don't mess it up.
Let's let Chris in the show. I always blab on. Let Chris go.
This is going to be the ending right here. People do not like cards because they're good investments. Cards are good investments because people like cards. Damn, I messed it up. I put a cards instead of a them.
You can't say cards twice.
I know. They are good investments.
Do it again. Go for it.
All right. People don't like cards because they're good investments. They're good investments because people like cards.
Yes, you got it.
I got it. I just read it off a piece of paper, but I got it.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
See you guys next week, or maybe sooner.
The future is here. An innovation that will change the way the industry works. A Hot 100 chart, updated daily. The most accurate price guide on the market. Every card has its own profile with a wealth of information. Know the precise, real-time value of any card in the system. On demand. You now have the power to unlock the secrets of the hobby. The game changer is here. Card Ladder.